Hello. Well, as the thumbnail says this week, finally, weight loss. And I am excited to share with you the success that I had this week. But I'm getting ahead of myself. I want to explain why I had success, but that's going to come after I tell you what my weigh-in was for this week. So if you want to know why I think I lost, you've got to stay tuned. First of all, let's go into my Weight Watchers weigh-in for this week. Last Thursday, I weighed in at 126.2. Now that's over a pound above my happy weight, and I said that I was concerned that that trend was going to keep me out of my happy weight. So it gave me a lot of incentive to try to do better. So I did exceptionally well over the weekend. Normally, as I share all the time, I eat a little bit more on the weekends and then try to make up for it the first 3 days of the week. Since my weigh-in day is on Thursday, I did not do that. Once again, I'm getting ahead of myself. So when I weighed in on Monday, I weighed 124.4. Now that just like 0.2 of a pound being a 2-pound loss over the weekend, where the weekend prior to that, I had almost gained 3 pounds over the weekend. So there was a definite difference in what I did. I was concerned because I had had that weight loss that it might not be beneficial to me on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So I really had to buckle down and continue what I had been doing, which I did. And when I weighed in this morning, I weighed 123.4. Yay! I am finally in a downward trend instead of an upward trend. And now, like I said, that I like 0.2 of a pound losing 3 pounds. Now, do I think I lost almost 3 pounds this week of actual weight? No, I don't. But I do think that I probably did lose half that. About 1.5 pounds that was actual weight loss. The rest of it was probably, I could attribute to eating a lot less salt and the water retention that I'd probably had over the last 4 weeks. So I'm going to dwell on what I think made the difference with 1.5 pounds instead of the whole 3. So my topic for this week is a continuation of the determination, because that's what I think I did. I was determined to lose weight this week. And I knew from past experiences what were 2 things that I could do that would ensure me to lose some weight. And the first one, I cannot state it enough. I know that my portion sizes had been growing over the last 4 months. So that was one of the big things I did over the weekend, especially. But really for the whole week, but over the weekend especially. I got the old food scale out again. And specifically when I ate meat, I weighed it. And I was determined not to get over, I would say 4 ounces, but I never came close to even 4 ounces. So I barely would get over 3 ounces of meat for this whole week. And because I knew that that was going to help if I kept my portion sizes to a manageable amount. And for me, at the size that I am right now, I don't need to go over about 3.5 ounces of portions of meat per meal, especially for the evening meal, which I call supper. Now that was one thing that I did that I feel like made me have the success. The other thing, there's actually two things, but I think one of it was I made better food choices. But that's obvious that I made better food choices. But another thing that I think that I did that helped me was I took myself out of situations that would have possibly made me gain weight instead of losing. And a perfect example of that is what happened on Saturday. Our church hosted a wake for a dear friend of mine, and it was a buffet style dinner. And normally I don't do well on buffets, and I knew I was about to have to participate in it to be a server. And so early on I decided that I would bring things that I could eat and not have any kind of worry about gaining weight. So I brought a couple of vegetables that I knew were 0 points, and fruit, fresh fruit, and a fruit dip that consisted of Dannon Light and Fit toasted coconut Greek yogurt. I did use 2 cartons of that, but 1 carton is only 2 points. And I knew that I was not going to eat more than a carton because everybody else had access to that fruit dip. And I think I probably did have 8 points worth, because I'm sure I did eat a half a carton of that dip. But that's all I ended up eating. I made a point of not going and perusing all the different foods that had been brought, because it is too much of a temptation for me. Even after 9 years, I still have temptations. And especially since these last 4 months that I haven't been following the plan as well as I should be, I had fell prey to those temptations more than once. And I was determined, like I said earlier, not to fall prey to that. I didn't even look at the dessert table. Now, my fruit was set up on the dessert table to begin with, and I moved it on the entree table so that I wouldn't be tempted to eat from that dessert table. I hate to say that I still fall prey to it, but I do. And I know that many of you out there probably have that same problem. So that was part of it. Part of it was also I never sat down at a table and chit-chatted and did anything that might contribute to me mindlessly eating. I stayed at the beverage serving stand and didn't even go and sit down with other members of my church. I helped people get drinks for the first, I guess that was probably 20 to 30 minutes, because people were coming back. And then after that, people began to bring their plates, and so I cleaned off the plates and soaked them and got them ready to put in the dishwasher. So I never went out to those buffet tables other than the time that I went and got me some fruit and some of that dip. That was it. And I do think that's why I was so much more successful than I had been exactly a week earlier when I was confronted with a buffet, and I went back not once but twice to that buffet table and got some of those deep fried potato skins like I talked about last week. So that was a big part of my success, is that I went back to portion sizes and was very conscious of how much I was eating, and I took myself out of those situations where I had not been faithful to the plan ahead of time. Now, I did also plan a lot of things that I knew I could eat that were Weight Watcher friendly points. I did. I bought a lot more fruit. You know, I eat a Quest protein bar a good 3 to 4 times a week, and that's 3 Weight Watcher points. It's not bad. I enjoy it as an afternoon snack. And there's nothing wrong with that. But over these last 4 months, I'd been eating it every day. I was mindlessly eating it and not thinking about it. I just grabbed it. Well, this past week, I bought some fruit, like I took to the wake, and I enjoyed that as a snack almost as much as I did the protein bar. I still ate that Quest protein bar probably at least 3 or 4 times this week, but I managed it better. I kept it down to a minimum rather than a maximum amount. So here is the plan for the next week. When I lose this amount of weight, sometimes it is very hard for me to keep my focus on maybe not losing anymore, but I definitely need to maintain what I've lost or come close to it. I do think that I did not lose the whole 3 pounds. So if I put a pound back on, I'm not going to be upset because it will just be my body getting used to eating the right amounts now. And I'm going to try my best not to eat real salty foods because that was some of the better choices that I made. But I am not going to try to lose another 3 pounds. I'm just not. I would love to lose a little over 4/10 of a pound so that I could say I've lost more than 90 pounds again. But I do understand that that's probably not in the cards for me. And so I have to be diligent on eating the way that I did this week so that I will maintain and yet not cut the portion sizes down as much as I probably did this week. So I want you to put down in the comments what you have done to get over your struggling. I know I've been asking this for the last few weeks, but I am very curious on what you've done to be successful. I'm also going to link a couple of my videos on whichever side it's on. I think it may be this side, but if it's not, just bear with me, that I can share some things that I know have helped me to either lose weight or maintain. So if you're not a subscriber, I wish you'd consider subscribing and press the notification bell so you get everything. If you think this would help anybody, please share this. God bless each and every one of you. Goodbye.